Hello. The title of this video is going to be Encouragement from a Bad Breakup. And so, good Lord, what's up with this here light? Let me go try to turn this. Well, I'm gonna already started this thing. Um, Encouragement from bad. I got a friend of mine. He broke up with his girlfriend. They've been dating each other for a long time, and it was a bad breakup, pretty bad. And so, what I want to say is that the most important thing is that if if you become discouraged after a breakup, which most people do, the one thing you cannot do is close yourself in. You have to be able to get out. You have to be able to talk to people. You have to be able to talk to somebody. And the first person that you should talk to is Jesus Christ, your Lord and Savior. That's the first person you should talk to, is talk to God. But my advice, don't talk to anyone that haven't been through what you already been through, or better yet, don't talk to somebody that you just know that's not going to understand. And so I'm just going to give you some encouraging words. I'm sitting here with my house robe on. This is almost really my bedtime, but thought I'd just do this video, upload it to YouTube. And as you can see, it's kind of dark in the background. I got these lights off. We had a power failure over here where we stayed, and the power just went off, and all the houses on this one block in this whole neighborhood all of a sudden just went off and come back on. And so now it's kind of like, hey, I'm just doing what I'm doing. So excuse the darkness, but that's what happened. The power failure. I don't know what happened, but everybody's lights went off and come back on. So that's the explanation behind the darkness. The other thing is that what I want to talk about is that when you just breaking up, you done broke up with your girlfriend or your husband or your boyfriend or whatever, the one thing you got to do, you have to get out. Go to a mall, library. The one thing you don't want to do is that you don't want to gluttonize yourself, start eating a whole lot of stuff. Every time you look, you got to grab something to eat. That's not going to solve the problem. The other thing is that what you should do is get out more. Exercise is the number one thing. Exercise, drinking water, eating the right kind of foods. Take my advice, stay off of bad foods. Read Songs, the 91st chapter. And remember, a breakup is a breakup. You can always start over. I know some might say that's easy said than done, but hey, you can. If you done broke up, you can actually start over. You can start over fresh. Not that anything wasn't fresh prior to, but I'm just saying you can start all over again. And why shouldn't you? Oh, that's if you choose to start all over again. So a friend of mine called me and told me that he and his girlfriend broke up, and it was a bad thing because he really put his heart into this woman. And I'm going to start up saying, the thing is, you have to be prepared for any and everything out there. You really have to be prepared. Thank God she had a pretty good education. He had a pretty good education. Both finished high school. He got a trade. He's got his training together. So, hey, they both were pretty well much financially stable. You'd be surprised how many couples, it's one thing to break up and then break up and you broke too. Good Lord, that's a bad breakup. Because now you got to reach out and find money coming from here and there, that kind of stuff. But when you break up and you still got money in your pocket, hey, it's at least you can, I think you can heal a lot more faster because now if you choose to move on to a different location, different place, different state, at least you got the financial, you got resources, that kind of financial resources, that where you can go and put money down on a new home, or put money down on a RV or whatever you choose to do. But at least you got that taken care of. And for those who don't have it taken care of, you just have to be able to balance the budget in such a way to where you're not doing everything that's costing you more and more money. I'm going to tell you something. When you see your relationship starting to go down hills, there are always warning signs. When you see the warning signs, that's when you should, way before the warning signs ever come along, you should already be putting money aside. Because you're going to need money. Don't let nobody lie to you and tell you you ain't going to need no money after you done broke up with somebody. Oh, you're going to need some money. But let me go and try to turn my light on, because it's just a little bit too dark here. Excuse me for a minute. I'm not going to take long. I'm coming right back. Don't touch the dial. Don't touch the laptop. Because I'm just going to turn this light on, because it's kind of dark up in here. The lights went off on the whole, in all the community. All the houses went out, and the lights went out and come back on. And now I got to try to get this thing together. Hold on one second. Good Lord. I think that try to get this thing together. Now the other thing I want to say is that I'll get this thing all together. Is that right? Okay, now. Yeah, I like that. That's pretty cool. Makes a lot better. Now, I'm talking about, okay, giving you some words of encouragement. You break up, start over. But be careful how you start over. Be very careful. Be careful who you talk to. Be careful who you hang out around. If you're just breaking up, don't be going around married people. Not unless they're family. But married people, if you break up and you're single, go around single people. Because all you're going to do is feel bad by hanging out with married people, and you just have broken up with a bad relationship. That, it kind of balances itself. For some, it's okay. For some people, it's not okay. So I'm just throwing that out there because of what I've heard in the past of people who have just broken up. They don't want to go around other people who was married. They just don't, because they feel bad, because they just came out of a relationship, and it's not that they can't relate, it's just that they don't want to experience, it just makes them, in a way, they feel like it just makes them look bad, you know. So the other thing is that be careful how you spend your money. Always be careful how you spend your money. You're going to need money, and plenty of it. Before and after a breakup, you're always going to have some kind of, always have some type of emergency fund put aside for whatever happens. There should be an insurance, like a insurance policy fixed up for, if there's a breakup, you got an insurance policy to cover that, a breakup insurance or divorce insurance. You know, I know they got alimony and all this other stuff, but you should have a special type of insurance so that if the relationship does go bad, you could reach and put your hands on maybe $15,000, $25,000, $30,000. You know. And this day and time, you get married, if you're thinking about getting married, sign a prenuptial agreement. Regardless of what you have. If you think you're about to inherit something, sign some type of agreement. Because there's too many people going out there and they get into these 10 months, 2-year relationships and get married, buy a home, and now they turn around and have to sell the house and split the dividends or whatever. You know, it just mess everything up. So to make it everything easy is that sign a prenup. Simple. That way everything come out clear. The one thing in any kind of new relationship, my advice is that if you're thinking about getting married, don't have any kids, not until you've been together under the exact same roof for at least 3 to 5 years. Do not have children, not unless you've been under the same roof for at least 3 to 5 years. Because somewhere in 3 to 5 years, hey, a whole lot's going to happen, especially when you live under the same roof with somebody. You know a person when you live under the same roof. Long distance relationship, hey, that might work for some people. Some it do, some it don't. It worked pretty good for me because I know who I am and that I knew the person who I'm married to. So the other thing is, be careful, be very, very careful about places that you go, but you do want to get out. Malls, go to shopping malls, theater, movie theater. You just got out of a bad relationship, do as much as you can to stay on the outside. I mean, go to places, parks, amusement parks, swimming, basketball games, football games, but you got to get out of the house. You got to get out of the house. And the reason why you got to get out of the house, because you stay in the house, you stay stuck in the house, all you do is just eat. Eat, cry, moan and groan, migraine, headache, or whatever else come along with that. So you got to get away from the house. And you have to have that personal relationship with Jesus Christ so that you can talk to him day to day. And have the word, have the gospel on. You're going to need some gospel on. Yeah. Let's see if I got my telephone. There's a guy that everybody should be listening to. And every time I make a video, my eyes, I don't know why my eyes, I don't know if it's allergy or what, but I'm not sleepy. But sometimes my eyes get kind of watery because of pollen or something in the air. And so, let me see, I'm trying to find the guy's name that I need to talk to. Pastor. Okay. Good Lord, it's in my telephone, but there's a guy that you definitely, Nasir Siddiqui, Nasir, let's see if I, N-A-S-I, here we go, N-A-S-I, to spell it, but here it is, Nasir Siddiqui, and it's going to be Dr. Nasir, N-A-S-I-R, and Siddiqui is S-I-D-D-I-K-I. Look him up on YouTube. He got a message for you. If you're watching this video, you need to be listening to this guy, Dr. Nasir Siddiqui. He's out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. In fact, the church phone number is going to be 918-712-7122. Dr. Nasir Siddiqui. He runs a church out in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And I advise anyone that's watching this video, hey, look, give him a call, give the church a call, and ask for the video. It's a six disc video on grace to run your race, grace to run your race. And that video there is a good one for anyone that just come out of a relationship. And they also have marriage seminar. I would advise you to go there, but listen to what I'm about to say. Listen to the word. Don't take anything for granted. And when I say that, I mean what I'm trying to say is that don't take everything that you hear after coming out of a bad relationship, everything so personal. Because sometimes, every time you pick up the telephone and somebody says something, they're trying to say something to you in such a way that it's meaningful, it's understandable, and it's with kindness. But if you just come out of a bad relationship, it's going to sound different. So what I'm trying to give you some premise on, and that is to don't take everything so personal. Just don't do it. Be encouraged, but you need to get out the house. And that means you're going to have to do something. Exercise, watch what kind of food, watch the food that you eat, mall, swimming pools, parks, amusement parks, public libraries. But you're going to have to get out of that house, and you're going to have to do something. And so, I hope that's going to be, I hope that's some encouraging words. Oh, by the way, you can give me a call, 817-798-8585. That's 817-798-8585. Ask for Paul. And that's me. I'm in this video. God bless you.